Hi, I'm Rae Bell. I am an actor and writer from Warrington, and I currently live in London.
So you're here at the Pyramid Arts Centre to do some research and development work for your play that you're writing, Identities. Would you like to tell us a little bit about that, please?
Yeah, so I graduated from drama school about a year ago, and I've always kind of had this idea in the back of my head to write a play that promotes being breast aware and understanding your breasts. As a young woman, I experienced finding a lump last year, and I actually had my mum there who had gone through that experience, but it got me thinking that for someone that doesn't have that person there, to give them the knowledge and to tell them what to do, that could be really scary. So I wanted to kind of spread some awareness about it, and we didn't want it to be all doom and gloom, so we came up with this idea, this concept that it's two boobs telling a story about their human and their life, and that's where we're up to, and we're just R&Ding it at the moment here at the Pyramid. We're in the first week, and we've kind of just got a script together, a loose script.
Wow. So is it almost like it's from the perspective of...
Yeah, so it's from the perspective of the boobs, and we've said they're not the physical boob, they are the souls of the boobs, of Lucy, their human. Yeah, I'm looking up here because that's where they look. Yeah.
Do they have names?
No, they're left and right. They don't have names, no.
And we've got a beautiful display of post-it notes behind
We do,
you.
yeah.
This is some of the initial outcomes of your...
Yeah, we did a really lovely audition where we invited lots of Northwest-based artists to come in and just talked about I think times in your life when your boobs are at the forefront of everything negative and positive, and we just wrote them all down, and that's kind of our inspiration for the week. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you were all throwing a football around.
Yeah.
So did that represent the boob?
No, that was just a game. That was just a drama game, yeah.
So is this kind of a new thing for you to write your own?
Yeah, I trained as an actor. I went to drama school. It took me 4 years to get into drama school, and that was kind of all I wanted to do. And then the pandemic hit, and I just realised that I wanted to make my own work. I wanted to have my say as an artist, and that's kind of where this all came about. And I managed to get the most incredible team who believe in the project as much as I do, and that's how this has happened.
So you were successful with Arts Council funding for this as well?
Yes.
So has that given you kind of access to more support in terms of directors?
Absolutely, yeah. I couldn't believe it, to be honest, to get Arts Council funding the first time, but again, I had an amazing team of people to help me, and having Arts Council funding has allowed us to do so many things, to get an understudy for one of our actors. It's allowed us for people to travel. It actually allowed us to pay for our auditionees' travel fee, which is something we're quite passionate about. So yeah, it's been incredible, amazing.
And you got a director, Maya Shimin?
Maya Shimin, yeah.
Yeah, is that someone you've worked with before?
No, I've met Maya actually on a Zoom meeting, and we just clicked, and she's great. She's Northwest based as well, and she works a lot with female-led theatre and is really interested in it, and has just been amazing. And we figured out the vision for the play very quickly together, which was nice. I've never had that kind of dynamic before with anyone, so it's been great.
Was it important to you that he was working with someone else from the Northwest?
Yes, we've said that. We've said we all are really interested in making work and theatre in the Northwest, so the call out was for Northwest-based artists, and we want this to go to Northwest audiences, We are working, one of our partners is Prevent Breast Cancer, and they're based in Wythenshawe in Manchester. So they've helped us kind of get in touch with women from the Northwest, people who've experienced breast cancer for research and stuff like that.
Have you found it useful being able to use this space in Pyramid to develop your ideas?
Yeah, I can't tell you how nice it is to be able to come back to my hometown and work in the Pyramid. I remember it was year 10, I think, and I did my GCSE dance downstairs in the studio, and I've not been back since. And it's just gorgeous and lovely, and Warrington's such a great place for everyone to get to, from London, from Liverpool, from Manchester. Everyone who's come here has been like, wow, it's gorgeous, it's amazing. I'm like, I know. Even the lovely, I don't know what to call that, the wall display, I don't know.
Oh, the sculpture.
Yeah, the sculpture, and the vibe, and everyone's been really welcoming. Yeah, it's been amazing. We are in the first stages of the research and development of Identities, so we are doing a sharing. It's kind of like a sharing, it's not a show. And then we will be figuring out where it's going next. What needs to change? Do we need to do another R&D? Are we ready to kind of show it to the public? I'd really like for this not just to be a theatrical experience. I'd like to somehow, I don't know, bring people in and teach them about how to check properly, or maybe bring someone in that they can talk to if they're feeling worried, something like that. I don't know what that is yet, but I don't want it to just be a show. I want it to be something else as well.
And you've worked with quite a few different people as part of the R&D, haven't you?
Yes, so the team so far is Siobhan Noble, who is based in Liverpool. She's a producer. Jess Huckabee, who's based in Liverpool. Jess is our movement director. And then Maya, who's our director. And then Saoirse McCaffrey, who is our dramaturg. And that's the team so far. We're hoping to expand it. And then we also, we brought a lot of people that we'd worked with in the recall back in to do like a workshop on kind of what we'd done so far, to get some fresh eyes and fresh ears on the project.
So you're talking about Warrington, some of your stage credits, you've worked with Jimmy Fairhurst, haven't you? Not Too Tame.
Yeah.
You're still involved with them?
Yes, so Jimmy and Louise directed my final show at Aura, and we just clicked, we got on really well. And Jimmy has been a huge support to me as a graduating artist. He has offered me advice, he's offered me space and time, and he helped me a lot with the beginnings of this project. And Not Too Tame will definitely 100% be a company that I work with a lot. I truly believe in what they're doing, and a lot of what I've learned from them will come into this play as well.
So Identities, how long was this kind of in the back of your mind, this kind of idea of, did it stem from that, your initial experience? And then...
Do you know what, it didn't. My mum got the all clear for breast cancer, it must be 12 years ago now, but at the time, 11 years ago. My mum got the all clear from breast cancer 11 years ago, and she was going to throw like a fundraiser before COVID hit. And she said, can you put together a performance? And I was like, oh, okay. And then COVID hit and we couldn't do it. And then I had the negative experience. And that's kind of where it came from. Just this idea that your boobs would be funny if they could talk. They're a funny body part, I think. Compared to another one, I think your boobs would be funny. So what would they say? Like I asked people, what would your body parts say about you if they could speak? And that's where this idea came from.
Is anything really surprising come out from your R&D work?
I think a lot of people we speak to initially, like the auditionees or anyone I kind of bring this idea up to, they always say, wow, I don't think about my boobs very much. I don't thank my boobs. I always say I don't like them. I wish everyone says if they're too big, I wish they were smaller. If they're too small, I wish they were bigger. A lot of young women as well say I don't check my breasts. I'm not breast aware. I hope this project brings awareness to young people, to all young people, to check and be aware and be breast aware.
At what point did you decide to become an actor?
I feel like my mum would say from the womb. I don't know. I think I've always been singing, dancing, wanting to put on a show, and I think I went to college. I went to Sir John Dean's College, actually in Northwich, and they had an amazing theatre programme there, and I just kind of went, yeah, I've kind of always had it in the back of my mind, but this is what I want to do. And I decided to audition for drama school, which is very difficult, as I found out. And I tried for 4 years, and then I got into drama school and realised very quickly that it wasn't what I expected. I thought I'd just go in one day and then come out famous at the end. And lucky for me, I just loved every second of it. I loved learning about playwrights, and I loved learning about what theatre is and how it's made and how to be real and how to not put on a show but just to speak, and how that's actually more truthful and more entertaining. And yeah, I loved it. And I think then soon, obviously after the pandemic, I realised quickly that I wanted to have my say and make my own work, and become kind of a writer, which I guess I kind of am now, I think.
Was there any particular performance you can remember seeing, like in the audience, that kind of really made you think, I want to do that?
Yeah, there's I can think of loads. I think as a young person, I don't think I went to the theatre to watch straight acting very much. It wasn't something I ever knew about, but I always remember going to watch Wicked on the West End and just crying the whole way through. I think I just imagined it was me on stage the whole way through. But then I think when I was at drama school, we went to watch Uncle Vanya at home, and I think I went 2 or 3 times because I loved it so much. And I just found it so entertaining, even though they didn't add anything onto it. It was just real and interesting, and yeah. And then I think I went to see, I'd say actually a lot of, not just watching a performance, but experiences like workshops, being at drama school, we had the most incredible directors and tutors come in, and they were amazing, and they just inspired you every day. You learned something new every day.
Do you think it's important to kind of break down kind of barriers to theatre, like in terms of attending, and it kind of being perceived as quite an elitist thing?
Yeah.
And perceived as being very formal, but a lot of theatre nowadays.
Honestly, I wish I could have told myself when I was 15, and that's what I thought theatre was elitist. I did, and I wish I could have told myself, go and find those fringe shows, go and find those venues, go and find the people who are creating theatre for everyone, because they are out there. Not Too Tame are a great example of creating theatre. The Social's on soon, and they're creating theatre for everyone and for people who don't think theatre's for them, and that's so important. I think I'd love people to come and watch this show who would just never go to the theatre and just go, oh, I didn't think theatre was like that. I didn't think people spoke like me in theatre. Do you know what I mean?